Well, long time no video. I would love to get a Fallout 4 review up, but honestly, I probably won't be finishing that game until at least next summer. One, because I don't have a ton of time to dedicate to gaming, but also because the game is so massive. Since I can't make a full review, I wanted to do a quick impressions video. I'm about 12 hours into the game and I've got a good idea of the general mechanics, just not every aspect of the story. First though, the holiday season is always ridiculous for gaming, and this year is no exception. In November alone, 2015, we've got Fallout 4, StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Need for Speed, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and Star Wars Battlefront. So yeah, you're going to be busy this season. Now on to my impressions of Fallout. There's a lot of things in this game that I love, there's a few things that I like, and there's a few things that I don't like. There are so many aspects of this release than just the game. For starters, there's the different releases for the game, the physical game. I picked up the Pip-Boy edition of the game, which comes with a metal case for the disc, a pretty awesome container, and most importantly, the Pip-Boy itself. I've read a lot of people ragging on the Pip-Boy because it is a bit too plasticky, and I think they're ridiculous for expecting anything else. I personally think the quality is just fine for what it is and how much it costs. The point of the Pip-Boy is to throw your phone into it, and once you do that, it really comes alive. Quick note, you cannot fit very large phones in this at all. iPhone 6 is about a perfect fit. I've got a Sony Xperia Z1S that I could not get fitting, and a Nexus 5 that barely fit. There's a Pip-Boy app that you can download off of your respective store, and I have to tell you, I was pretty shocked and pleasantly surprised to find that they were supporting Windows Phone. I just wish that that was also supported on Windows 10 desktop version so that I could use my tablet to manage my inventory. The app links up with your game, so everything is in real time. You can set place markers on the map, you can even fast travel, you can hit stim packs if you're hurt. Honestly though, I couldn't play the game while wearing it, it's way too cumbersome. Given the chance, I definitely would buy it over again, though I do not think at all that it was a waste of money. One other thing they've done to hype up this game is team up with Target and Jones Soda to release a Nuka Quantum version of their berry lemonade drink. This was a complete disaster, as every single Target had such low quantity that the first person to show up bought every single bottle, and this is my personal experience of that. From what I could tell, this was almost everyone's story regarding the drink. I ended up making my own label and printing it off to tape onto the Jones Soda itself. It was also kind of a letdown because it wasn't a custom flavor, it was just their regular berry lemonade, and other than the label there wasn't much Fallout about it. They didn't even change the cap, which is the biggest no-brainer. Now on to my thoughts about the game. I should start this by saying that the only Fallout game that I've played was 3. Despite owning all of them, 3 is the only thing that I have to compare this to. I think right away you'll notice the improved color palette, which I am in favor of. It actually has color and it pops. I didn't hate the green filter on 3 at all, but I also didn't love it. The sky and weather are probably the most impressive things to me. They can be so captivating and really put you into the game. The rain effect is awesome and the sunsets are gorgeous. The god rays are pretty impressive as well, but I'd suggest turning them down to low, as you don't really notice a difference graphically from ultra, but you'll notice the frame rate boost. I went up about 10 frames just turning it to low. This game is great at keeping you busy as you'll go from quest to quest to quest. I personally haven't had a lull at all, and in my opinion all of these missions seem meaningful and not just content to pad the game. You've been given some great creation tools for building settlements, and it is very robust. Everything you pick up now has value to it, and you can break it down for resources. These resources are used to build things for your settlement such as beds, fences, guard posts, and even turrets. I haven't spent much time doing this because I'd rather learn more about the story. Moving on. The weapons have been greatly improved. You can aim down the crosshairs or scope in if you build one onto your gun, and they're very accurate, much more so than trusting VATS. VATS has been tweaked a little as well, and it no longer freezes time, but slows it almost to a crawl. This is important to keep in mind because your timing could impact the way your opponent attacks. VATS is still a blast to use though, and you can get some pretty great shots off if you have a high enough hit chance. Power armor has been a lot of fun to use, but really I only used it for the first little bit. It was a lot faster for me to just walk around in my normal gear. Now for some of the things that I don't like so much. The graphics in this have some moments of awe, but other times I'm very disappointed. After being spoiled by games like The Witcher 3 or Metal Gear Solid 5, I'm pretty shocked at how bad these can be. Typically the environment looks great, building, sky, weather, but when you look a little closer at the characters, armor, weapons, you will see that they are severely lacking. This is like playing on last gen tech, which is unacceptable. You can't tell me, oh, but the game is so huge, they spent so much time on content. Again, look at The Witcher 3, prime example of graphics, gameplay, and story. A lot of stuff is reused from Fallout 3 and Skyrim, which I kind of get because why reinvent the wheel, but in the same breath I kind of expect more for a game with this level of hype train and these fans. The lockpicking mechanic and animation is exactly the same. I don't mind that the mechanic is the same because I really do like it, but I do expect some kind of different animation so I don't feel like I'm just playing the same game over again. Even something like a third-person view would have been enough for me. Same goes for terminals. It is exactly the same. Terminals are great for getting backstory, which can be hilarious or very rich lore, but the hacking is the same as ever and quite boring. Just guess the password until it opens, or if you really have the desire to figure out the actual password, you can do that too. One thing I found odd and not necessarily bad was that you can't easily pass time. In Fallout 3 you could hit a button and wait till the hours went by, which is very handy. In Fallout 4 you have to find either a bed or a chair or couch, and from there you can pass time. Some of the characters are so incredibly annoying to me that I don't want to help them, which means maybe they've done a great job at creating them, I don't know. Other characters are so interesting that I can't wait to help them out with everything that they need. During your travels you can have companions, and so far I've encountered about 4 different options. I will likely be sticking with Codsworth the entire game because he is a freaking boss, and I don't think anyone can keep up with him. He can mow down enemies for you like there's no tomorrow, and in this world there might not be. One very sore spot for me is the dialogue options you have. They're so watered down that it kind of takes some enjoyment out of the game for me. You typically have the options of yes, no, sarcastic, and something incredibly positive. You don't know what you'll be saying, and to me that is a major step back. I find myself just being a yes man to everything because I don't have any idea what the sarcastic option will be. Also, one final note here is that there's no karma system anymore, and to be fair, I didn't even notice that it was gone. I only noticed it when comments on Reddit were talking about it. All in all, I'm not very far into the game, but I absolutely love it. I love getting deeper and deeper into the story. If you haven't picked it up yet, I absolutely believe that you should.